Hello, my name is Marylou and I'm a Stampin' Art demonstrator in Australia. And for today's tutorial, I'll be using the Flowing Flowers stamp set. It's one of the distinctive stamps which are very unique, and every time you stamp is like the wow factor because you stamp it in one ink, and it gives you the look of having 3 or 4 different colors, different hues on that specific stamp. So I really love this sort of type of stamp sets. So this is the card that we're going to be making. It's a fan fold. It's hard to see it on the video, but it sort of got that unique look. So that's what we're going to be making today. And at the end of the video, I'll show you the same fold, but with different stamp sets, just to give you some more ideas. All right, so let's put this here, and I'll tell you the things, the sizes that we need. Of course, an envelope. And then we need 2 pieces of cardstock. I'm using the Mink Macaron, which is 1 5/8 and 5 3/4, 2 of those. We need a piece for stamping, which is this part over here. I didn't use DSP. We're gonna be making our own DSP, so I'll be showing you how to do that. And that is 3/4 by 6 inches. Then we need a piece for the back, which is 3 7/9 by 5 3/4. And then to save on time, I already embossed it. It's just this beautiful emboss. It's subtle, but it's just beautiful. And I use the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. Again, 3 7/9 by 5 3/4. And then for the inside pieces, those pieces here, we're gonna be using a piece of black that is 2 1/2 by 2 3/8. We need a Mink Macaron 2 1/4 by 2 3/8. And we need 1 piece of white, which is 2 1/8 by 2 1/4. There's quite a few pieces. And then this part here is the actual opening, and that is 2 1/2 by 5, and a small piece of white, which is 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. Some scrap so we can do some stamping for the leaves. And then the card base is 11 inches by 5 7/8, and we're going to score this piece. So I'll get my scoreboard. Okay, that's my scoreboard here. I'm going to move this so I have a little bit more room. Okay, and we're going to score at 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. So that's the scoring for that. And then we need to score the other small piece. There is 2 1/2 by 5, and we score this one at 2 1/2. And that's all the scoring that we need to do for this card. Okay, now we're gonna fold the pieces, and I'll use my bone folder for this. It's almost like an accordion sort of fold. So back and forward, using your scoreboard so you can get a nice crisp. There we go. So that's what we got so far. And then this is the green piece, and we're gonna fold that in half, and that part is ready. So first thing I'm going to do, maybe I'll do some stamping first, so give enough time to dry before we assemble the card. So we're gonna put this aside, and we're gonna grab the piece that is 3 1/4 by 6, and also I'm gonna grab this piece so we can do some stamping for the flowers, because I got some extra flowers to decorate the card, so we might as well do all the stamping together. And I'm going to stamp the small piece that goes inside the card with the sentiment. Sending a card instead of a text, that is just, I love this. Actually, I would have just bought the stamp set just for that. All right, so let's get the stamp. We're stamping first. We leave time for this to dry. I want to put some color, something color underneath so I can see a little bit better. And I'm just gonna stamp right on the top here. Beautiful. There we go. And then I'm gonna put this aside to let it dry. And that's all the stamping with that. I'm just gonna clean my stamp because I don't want it to get messy. Because this, okay, nice and clean. All right, let's do some stamping now. This is for the designer paper. Let's put the black away. And for this, I'm gonna be using Flirty Flamingo, Mink Macaron, and Pau Papaya. So I start with the Pau Papaya first, and I'll be using this small flower. Now, what I've done with this flower, you can see it comes in all in one piece, but I did some plastic surgery because these leaves comes attached to there. But sometimes I just want to have leaf in different colors, and I find that if I cut it, then I can put the leaves anywhere I want. You can keep it together, of course, if you wish, but that's what I did to mine. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stamp my flowers. So I'm gonna stamp one here. See, this is what I mean. See how it's got different colors? And I only just use just one stamp, but it looks like I stamp off and did another color. It's just beautiful. Okay, so I put one there. I put one here. I put another one there, and we're sort of facing in different ways just to give it a bit more. And I put one here. There we go. Put a little on the that, get rid of that. Okay, so we done that one. Now I'm gonna do the leaf. Let's do the leaf now. So the leaves I use Mink Macaron, and I'm going to put the leaves one here. I stamp one and offset twice. One, twice. And put that one here. Here. And where else can we put it? Let's put it here. Yeah, like that. So I got some leaves now. And the stamp. Actually, what I got this stamp, we need to stamp some more leaves. So on this little piece that we had before, I'm gonna stamp twice, because we need a set of leaves for later for the decoration. So I'll leave it there. Clean my stamp. And now I'm gonna use the dots, these little dots, and we're gonna put some of these dots where I have the leaves, just to fill up the empty spaces. Just a little bit like that, just to put color on the paper. All right, clean the stamp. Now I'm gonna use this flower. So we finished with the Mink Macaron. And here we're gonna use the Flirty Flamingo, and I'll be using this stamp, and I'm gonna put one here, one here, one there, here, a little bit on the corner showing, and a little bit there, and I think I'm happy with that. Okay, now I need to have some of this as well because we need to decorate the card. So on the spare piece of white cardstock, I'm gonna stamp one of those like that. And I need a large one to decorate the card inside. So for that, I'm gonna be using the Pau Papaya. That's your largest flower. And we stamp it here. There you go. Beautiful. I love it. Love this. Love it. I think we're done with the stamping. Oh, there's one more stamping. We need to stamp the happy birthday. We need the happy birthday. So here it is. Happy birthday. I forgot to take this one out. Okay, and we're using black. Such a beautiful font. Oh, it's just gorgeous. As you can see, I love this stamp set. So let's clean this up. Okay, I think we're done with the stamping. Yes. Now, the next thing I want to do, we're gonna let this dry before we cut it. And let's start assembling our card. So this is our card. And remember, we have those two small pieces of mint macaron. The size is again 1 8 by 5 3/4. We have two of those. So what we're going to do, we open the card and we're going to put one on this side, miss one, and we put one on this side. So let's glue that. So one on here, one here, and we got another one. Whoop, I think I'm running out of glue. One there, and one here. There we go. And we're going to glue this one, the one that we embossed. I think I gotta get a new glue. And we glue this one on. Okay, so we got those pieces. Now I'm going to get another glue because this is over and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. I got my glue. Running out of glue. Okay, so okay. So far we've done that. Now we're going to glue the designer paper that we did before. So we need to cut these pieces. Okay, let me get my notes. I should have looked at the designer paper, the sizes. Okay, let me go and get that. Sorry guys. Okay, so we got the paper. We're going to cut it so we can glue it over here. So we get our cutter and we need to cut this piece that is 1 1/2. So that's the piece that we done. 1 1/2. 1 1/2, and then the other 1 1/2. And I think I like it with a bit of the red, so I cut it on this side. Because this paper, I made it a little bit longer than what we need. This way, you can choose what you like. And then we end up with this little piece, which I'm gonna use to decorate the envelope. So it is 1 1/2 by 5 5/8. So 5 5/8 is there. One, and then we cut the other little bit, 5 5/8. I like these 3 flowers here, so I think I'll cut it on this side. 5 and 5, 8. Okay, so there's the 2 pieces that we need. Put the cutter away. And now we're going to glue these 2 pieces in the front of the card. So we get our new glue. Oh, it's nice to have a new glue. Okay, so we're gonna put this one here. Here we go. And the other piece. Oh, come on, you're new. And here, I think I'll put this one this way. This way I got the flowers in different directions. There we go. So that's what we got now so far. Pretty. On designer paper. So cool. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna assemble the mechanism, which is this little section over here. Looks complicated, but it's super easy. So we grab this piece here, okay? And what we're going to do is the score line that you see here, you're going to line it up to the score on this side here. So when you glue it, that, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I think you can. That line lines up to that, okay? So you can go like this, put a little bit of glue in there if you want to, or you can use type, but I like the glue. Gives me a bit of wiggly room, okay? So remember the score on the score section, like so, and in the middle, sort of the middle of the card, and we glue this part here, like that. So that's what we got so far. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to put a little bit of glue on this side. And we put the card flat, and we close this, and we glue it on this side. And that is your card. Told you it was easy, see? And then it gives you that nice look. Super easy. And now we finished decorating the card. So for the inside, we have those pieces from before, the black and the mint macaron and our sentiment. So I'm going to glue this into my black. And everything I do on the back here is all flat. I didn't add any dimensionals because it is the inside of the card. And then the white piece goes on top here. Make sure that it's nice and even all the way around it. Okay. And now we're going to glue this here. To glue here, you gotta make sure that when you close this, you don't see it. So I worked it out with my measurements that if you glue it in the middle, right in the middle of here, this will cover it nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add glue, but I only put glue in the middle. The reason that I do that is because I'm gonna attach flowers behind it. And if you attach the whole thing all glue all around it, you won't be able to attach the little flowers. So I just put glue in the middle, and I just sit it there, and then I'll make sure that it's nicely and I don't see anything around. And then when I'm happy, I put pressure and I glue it. So that part is done. Okay, so now what we're going to do next is we're going to decorate this little piece that's gonna go at the front here. And to do this, I wanted to have a flower in here. So what I done with this, I needed to have a bit of color on the background so it's not so white. So I use the dots and the mint macaron, and I just tap, 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 tap. And I use the smacking technique. And then you end up having like a different tone. You can see like dark and light everywhere. So I'm happy with that. And now, remember we stamped this, so I'm gonna fussy cut it. You fussy cut the words and the flowers, but oh, and also these leaves that we also stamp, but not to keep you waiting because everybody's done fussy cutting. I already done it before, so I already cut all the flowers that I needed, the large one. I put this so you can see it better. There's the large flower. Then I forgot to stamp another one of those, but that's a small one. One of those, the leaves, couple of leaves, and I fussy cut the happy birthday, like that. Okay? So now what we do is we're gonna put everything together. Let's get rid of that. We put you here, and let's begin by attaching this to the front of the card and attaching my happy birthday. So the happy birthday, I just use a little bit of, let me get my silicone mat so I don't put glue all over my white piece of paper and then everything gets attached to it. So just put a few little dots on the back and get my tweezers, and I'm going to glue happy birthday here. Happy birthday. Oops, it's a bit crooked. That's why it's good to have glue. There we go. Happy birthday. Happy and then the birthday. Put a bit of glue on the birthday. Yep, a few little drops. And we put the birthday here. Like that. So that's what we got so far. I'm gonna add dimensionals on the back. Get my dimensionals. Put some dimensionals on the back of my small piece. Oop, stick on my fingers. Okay, that's enough. Yep. Okay. And we stick this in the front of the card. There we go. Dimensionals. Now we get the big large flower, and I just put it on the palm of my hand, and with my thumb I just press, close my hand, and that gives shape to the flower. Let me put these on my glue because otherwise it's not good. A little bit of glue just in the middle of my flower, and I glue it right there. And now I'm gonna get a couple of dimensionals, take the covers off, just take the cover off, just say 3 of them, and then I'll pick them up with my tweezers, and I put one there. I find that it's easier for me to do it this way, and one here, and that's it. So that's done. Right. Okay. Oh, guess what I forgot to do? You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to add this pretty, it's like what you call, like a frame, and it's gold, and it comes from here. This is called Expressions Ink Ephemera Pack, and you have all these beautiful leaves and shape and sequins, and I took it out and I forgot to add it on, but easy. Because I'm using glue and I haven't squeezed anything hard, it will come off easy. Voila. So because I want this is very pretty, I want to put it on. Okay, so we get rid of all these other bits. Get rid of all these other bits. I had to add this on. Okay, and you see it's very, very fine. So get my silicone mat again, and now it goes like this. So I put glue here, but not in this corner. Okay, so let's get the other glue. I'm using the art glitter glue because this one is not sticky. I find the green glue is very sticky. So I don't like using it in delicate things like this. So I'm just putting just a little bit of glue here like this. I know I'm making a mess, but then with my finger, I just go like this. Get my tweezers. Get rid of this. And I'll put it here. There we go. That's better. Now, I add a bit of glue on the flower again. Whoop. And now I put it back in here. That's better. Don't you think it's better? That makes it look so much nicer, isn't it? Okay, so I'm happy with that now. And now we're gonna add, I'm using this punch, and I'm gonna get some of one of these, one leaf. If you don't have this punch, any leaf, you can just use any leaf that you have. And because it's too plain, so just to give it a little bit more texture, I'm using the dots, and I just stamp dot 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 all over my leaf, this, and that gives it a bit more texture. And then I get my tweezers and I grab my leaf and I hold it in the middle, and then I twist like this, and then I with the thumb I squeeze like that, so it gives it like a curve, see, and it stays like this all the time. So I do that on all the leaf, and now you got like a nice texture leaf with all the curves and all that. And I'm going to put the leaf underneath here like that. So we add a bit of glue, a little bit of glue here. Come on, wasn't this a new glue? What's going on? Okay, making a mess. There's the glue, and I'm going to use also a dimensional on the top leaf. Get my tweezers and put it inside. Hold it for a second so it glues. And that is a bit of a leaf just for a bit of texture. Okay. And what else do we need? All right, now we decorate the inside. For the inside, I cut one of these flowers, and I cut a couple of leaves, and I did one of those. So what I did with this one, I just get a bit of glue on the top, and remember, because it's not stuck, we can put it inside, so when we close the card you can still see a bit of the flower popping from the square. And I'll do the same on the bottom. Like that. And these leaves, underneath the flower and poking out of here, and another one on the other side. There we go. There. So now when you close the card, you can still have some images popping out from the other side. And the final touch, I got some sequins that it comes They're like iridescent sequins. It comes inside this pack. I think they're just so beautiful. I like my bling. So we're going to add a few. Let me clean up a bit of my mess. And I'll get my pocket tool. And I'm going to add one here. Oh, get over here. One there. I think I put one in here in my flower. And let me put one in soy. How about here? There. As you see. And that is the card finish. Stands up really nice. So that is this version. That's the one that I done before, and the only difference is I just changed the colors of the flowers because I put the flirty flamingo in the front. I use the papaya inside. In here I use the papaya in the front, and I put the flirty flamingo on there. So that's that version. And for the envelope, what I'm going to do, let's do it now before I forget. I just add a little bit of glue on this piece that we cut from the designer paper. It's not good to waste it after we done such a great job. And we glue it here. I'll cut it. Cut the excess. And where we have the matching envelope. So that's that. I promise I'll show you some other ideas. So with this one, I use the Ada from the celebration. It's the same fold. I put the word love. Now this love, I got it from the stamp set that have the cups and the chocolates. So that's that one. And then I did another one. Where did I put the other one? Let me get the other one. Here we go. So that's that. And then I did one with the bees. Also a celebration. So you can see they all look different depending on the stamp set that you use. So that's that one. And then the last one, I use another celebration item, which is the one with the bird and the designer paper. Every one, it looks different, but using the same fold. So I hope you like this and give it a try. I have fun doing this card. I will put all the materials that I have used below in the description of this video, and also I will put the measurements on my blog. So if you like any of the items that I've used, I would love it if you shop with me. See you on the next video.